Good morning, guys. How's it been? I know it's been a couple of days. I've been taking care of a couple of things. It is currently 9:44, so about quarter to 10 on Wednesday, October 1st, 2025. Um, Not much has changed since my last update, except for the fact that in my last video, actually, I think my last two videos, I talked about how my husband and daughter and I and our three cats were going to be moving from Newberry to Woodstock to move back in with my mom and my stepdad because essentially the friend that we're staying with um, wants us out, which is fine. She has that right. This is her house. We don't pay any of the bills. We pay her rent, but we don't pay any of like the household bills or nothing. There's no bills here that are like logistically in our name. So she wants us out by November 3rd, which is 33 days from today. So a little over a month until we have to be out. But we cannot go to Woodstock because of reasons that I am not allowed to talk about. And honestly, the reasons that I was kind of given don't make sense because they didn't make sense to the people, to my mom or my stepdad, and they were the ones who came back and said, after this was said and done, we were told that we can't let you move in, and that was all that I was told. It still doesn't make sense. I'm still mind blown at the fact that my stepdad is literally allowing himself and my mother, essentially, by extension, to be walked all over by people who have nothing to do with anything that goes on in his house. Like, nothing. So, but that's neither here nor there. The case in point is that we cannot, for whatever reason, move in with my parents. So I made a couple of calls. I called my friend Megan, who I've known since my sophomore year of high school. She and her husband and children live in Arkansas. I believe they live in Cabot. And she's looking into, I guess you'd call it subsidized housing or low income housing out there to see if there's anything available. I also put a call into my sister, who she and her husband and son, so my brother-in-law and my nephew, live out in, if I botch this and you're from here, I'm so sorry, Janada Hutton or Nada Hutton, as it's what it looks like, Ohio. And I explained the situation, and she said that she has to, of course, talk with her husband, and then they'll get back to me. And I did tell her, we have until November 3rd, but we need a place to go. So when I hear back from her, I'll let you know. But essentially, as of right now, we're back to square one where we don't know where we're gonna be. I'm hoping that it's with my sister and my brother-in-law and nephew, because at least we'll have some family. There won't be this strange awkwardness that is the current situation, which is we're living with the friend who happens to be my husband's ex. And it actually, that was the whole purpose of this video, was I was going to spill some tea because of the few things that I have witnessed over the past couple of days. Totally explains a lot of why the friend / my husband's ex is the way she is, feels the way she feels, acts the way she acts. Okay, so let's be real here. We're adults, okay? She and I are 39, respectively. I have 11 days on her. And my husband is 40. Okay? At, 39 and 40, and my daughter being 15, everybody should know how to properly clean. And I'm not talking you take a damp rag or a damp paper towel and you just brush it off. No. Properly clean. Properly. I will be back, guys. I have to go switch the laundry. Okay, guys, I am back. So sorry about that. Like I said, I just had to go switch the laundry from the washer to the dryer real quick. Anyway, so as I previously mentioned, the friend that we're staying with, and I've talked about this a little bit in other videos, but I haven't really gone into detail. I think the most that I've shared is that she has some physical and neuromuscular and maybe some cognitive deficits. Well, this friend is always, always. I don't think since we've been here now for, let's see, May, June, July, August, September, October. So we've been here now for 6 months. In the 6 months that we have physically been in the same space, I have heard more times than I can count, I'm tired. I feel like I haven't slept. I don't feel good. This, that, the other. Okay. Now I understand, some conditions do take it out of you, but I think she overplays it. She does have, she had brain aneurysms. She had a brain aneurysm and 2 hemorrhages and oh, that black kitty's back. Sorry, y'all. There's a black cat that roams the neighborhood. So she had an aneurysm and brain hemorrhages and neurosurgery as a child, and as a result, does not have the use of the left side of her body. She is a she's a hemiplegic on the left side. She is on several medications, more supplements than anything. It's all, normally I wouldn't do this because it is a HIPAA violation, but she takes, and I won't go into dosing, but I will just give you the rundown of what she takes. So, and I know what she takes because I have helped her, like I said, for quite a while. I was acting as a live-in caregiver, so I know exactly what she takes. She takes a folic acid tablet. She takes acyclovir, which is an antibiotic used to treat different conditions. She takes prednisone, and she takes a folic acid tablet at night. She takes the acyclovir twice a day. She takes prednisone, which is a steroid, once a day. She takes methotrexate, which is an immunosuppressant, once a week for another condition that I'll go into in a minute. She takes prigmastigmine twice a day. And the prigmastigmine, I believe, is also for the one condition that she takes the methotrexate for. She takes Keppra twice a day. She takes a magnesium at night. She takes melatonin every other night, depending. She takes a calcium at night. She takes a turmeric supplement at night. She takes turmeric is in the morning. Or afternoon, rather. Okay, hold on. Turmeric in the morning. Calcium is at night before bed. She takes a hair, skin, and nails, so like a biotin supplement, in the morning. She takes an emergency or a vitamin C chewable tablet once a week. She takes a 1-a-day women's in the morning. She takes an elderberry supplement in the morning. She's also on bromotidine, which is an eye drop, twice a day. Okay, so this woman is on a whole slew of medications. Oh, and she also takes a dropper full of liquid B12 in her coffee, as well as a scoop of collagen peptide powder in her coffee. In the morning, every morning. Now, when we first got here, she was doing all of those pills and supplements that I just mentioned, but she was also doing a supplement called Moringa, which I looked it up. I did the research on it because I'd never heard of it, never seen it until I came down here and she was taking it. It's basically a high-powered multivitamin. She was also doing... So if you've ever heard of Dr. Nicole's Apothecary, and she comes, blends and creates these, what she calls tinctures. The friend was spending $100 a month on these tinctures, and she had several of them. There was an elderberry, which we told her you can buy this cheaper at Walmart, and it's a capsule, and then you're not having to worry about trying to take the little plastic thing off the doohickey and squeeze it into your coffee. But she was doing elderberry tincture. She was doing stinging nettle tincture. She was doing the B12 tincture. She was doing a stress and anxiety tincture. All in her coffee, so when I was actually doing the research on all this stuff, because a lot of the stuff she's taking, it's not prescription, it's all supplementation over the counter, and she's only taking it because her mother insisted. Her mother thinks that if it works for her mom, it's going to work for everybody else. So that's why she was taking that. And so I'm like, well, you know what? You paid for it. Let's not waste your money. But once it's gone, don't buy any more of it because it's not due. And then she was also taking, okay, so along with all that, her mother convinced her to start taking, they're called USANA. And one of them was a core mineral tablet. And the other one was a Vita antioxidant tablet. She had been on that when we first came down. She was taking that for 5 years. Her mother was buying it off some website, would give her a 30-day supply of each, but would give her the supply in its original container. Well, those original containers are telling you exactly how many tablets are supposed to be in an unopened brand new bottle. Her mother wasn't even giving her a full bottle. Her mother was giving her a month supply and charging her out the wazoo for it. And she's like, but I've been on it for 5 years and I'm not seeing any benefit. Well, then that's a good indication that you should stop taking that particular supplement. So she did. She hasn't had the USANA now for over 3 months. The same thing with a lot of the tinctures. The only tincture that she really has, which she's given to me to use as needed for Kaylee, is a sleep blend tincture. But she doesn't have any of the other ones. And as far as the B12 goes, she now buys that liquid B12 over the counter through Walmart. The same thing with the collagen. Her mom was nickeling and diming her, getting her collagen. Her mom would buy collagen in bulk and then sell some of it to her daughter, but at a ridiculous rate. She now buys her collagen over the counter at Walmart. We did that research. We nipped that bug in the butt. The elderberry tincture, when she ran out of it, because elderberry, if you are taking elderberry consistently, it is supposed to help boost and support your immune system. Which, with her having a condition that is an autoimmune disorder, she needs to boost her immune system as much as possible. So that's why she takes an elderberry. Well, that elderberry tincture that she was taking, I looked it up, for a 2-ounce bottle, 2 ounces of this elderberry extract, she was spending damn near $20. I think it was like $19.99 for it. Whereas if she were from Walmart for $7, she can get a bottle. She got a bottle of 350 capsules. Same thing, straight elderberry in a capsule form. You're getting more of it for less money, and it's going to last you longer. So she's got all that. Okay. Now, along with all the prescriptions and the supplements, she does have, and I'm talking regularly scheduled prescriptions and the supplements. She does have PRN pain medication, namely in the form of cyclobenzapine that she takes. She was on a prescription for duloxetine, but didn't like the way the duloxetine was making her feel. So she also gave what she had left of the duloxetine to me, and my daughter has been using it because it's helping my daughter. She was at one doctor's appointment. She was prescribed a prescription for diclofenac for pain, which was helping, but her main doctor, who she sees for treatment of the autoimmune condition, which is myasthenia gravis, was saying that the diclofenac interacted with the main medication that she's on for the myasthenia gravis, which is the methotrexate. Now, it seems like everything she takes interacts with the methotrexate. So she's kind of damned if she does, damned if she doesn't on the medication front. Unfortunately, we did find that she can take arthritis strength acetaminophen, which is the 650 milligram tablets, which they look like this. I happen to have a bottle in my car. It's the 8-hour arthritis pain relief. It's the Walmart version. If you see anything that says Equate, it's Walmart. It is, and they're 650 milligrams each tablet. The bottle that I have in my car originally contained 225 tablets. But it's Walmart brand. It's not anything fancy. It's not even name brand Tylenol. It's 8-hour arthritis pain relief acetaminophen extended release tablets, USP 650 milligrams. And literally, the only active ingredient is acetaminophen, so Tylenol. So the medication, all the medications and supplements she's taking, it's not helping her, feel any better. Another huge, and I'm talking tremendous, and I'm sniffling, y'all. It's that time of the year. Another huge part of the reason why she feels like complete shit is that she does not properly clean her house. And when I say properly, yeah, there's, the once a week when you should, get down and dirty and do a major clean, not a deep clean, but a major clean. The other 6 days, it's all about surface clean and maintenance and upkeep. So you should be, once, every time you eat or drink, you should be washing whatever dishes you use to eat or drink anything. Her idea of cleaning, and I say this because I've witnessed this more times, like I said, than I care to admit. Her idea of washing dishes, now, normally for a normal individual, when they wash dishes, you have your pile of dirty dishes, and this is either doing it by hand or in the dishwasher. You have your pile of dirty dishes, however big that pile may be. For us, because there's no dishwasher here and it's a household of 4 people, for any given meal, we're typically looking at, so say we make a dinner that is like spaghetti one night or chicken or something like that. We're typically looking at, so let's say a meal of baked chicken and green beans and mashed potatoes. We're typically looking at a pile that should consist of 4 plates, 4 forks, a couple of cups, depending on whether or not you're drinking something out of a bottle. Like, again, I'm drinking, this is carbonated water. She typically drinks the carbonated water as well. It's disgusting fingernail. She typically drinks the carbonated water as well. My husband will drink milk, but he'll use like one of those red Solo cups that technically it's a one-time use thing. It's meant to be a one-time use thing where you use it and then you throw the cup away. No. She's been having us wash and reuse the Solo cups. Which there's only so much wash and reuse you can get out of those before they just fall apart because they're not meant for constant wash and reuse. And then like 4 forks or spoons, depending on what's made. 1 knife, because generally my husband will do the job of cutting up mine and the friends and our daughter's food. Our daughter, because she's only 15. Myself, because I don't have the dexterity in my hands to work both a knife and a fork at the same time. And the friend, because the friend only has the use of the one arm. And then like the pots and pans or bakeware, whatever was used. That is typically what they consist of. Now, any normal person, when they wash dishes, it's soap, like dish soap, and water, and either a dish rag or a sponge. Okay? At least when I was growing up, and that's how I was taught to do dishes. Okay? The friend, and I literally watched her do this morning. So granted, it's morning dishes. There's not really a lot typically. It's just 2 coffee cups because she and I both have a cup of coffee. The spoon that stirs the coffee. And her bowl and spoon from when she does her breakfast, because she's one of those people that was like, well, I normally wouldn't eat, but I have to because of all my medicine, blah, blah, blah. And then the coffee pods that we put the coffee grounds in, because she has a Keurig that we use. Her idea of washing the dishes is not washing the dishes at all. All she did today was rinsed the dishes and plopped them in the drainer. And then took that same dish rag that I can guarantee touched those dishes for all of maybe 2.7 seconds and wiped off her little spot on the kitchen table where she sat. Okay, dishes. These are things that contain food substance of some sort that it's in some way, shape, or fashion came into contact with your mouth, your saliva. Those should be getting washed with soap and water after every single stinking use. It doesn't matter if all you had in it was a handful of Pringles or a handful of cheddar jalapeno Cheetos. It does not matter. After every single use, those dishes should be coming into contact with hot, soapy water to get completely clean. She's also one of those ones that will only do laundry when she has a full laundry basket. Okay? She only strips her bed once a week. And on that same token, the same day that she strips her bed is the day she takes a shower. She literally only showers once a week. As someone who has an autoimmune disease, you should be showering every day, if not every other day. A fairly healthy, normal individual without any complex medical issues is showering every other day. That means you're getting at least 3 to 4 showers a week. If I did the math today, so say today's Wednesday. So if we shower on Wednesday, we skip Thursday. We're showering Friday, skipping Saturday, showering on Sunday. Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, we're gonna skip Monday, shower on Tuesday. Then skip Wednesday, shower on Thursday. You're showering every other day. Okay? She's only taking a shower once a week. She thinks that by only doing laundry and showering once a week and just barely rinsing your dishes, you're saving on a water bill. Well, first of all, your water is lumped in with your electric and your sewer and your trash. So that's neither here nor there. Speaking of garbage, the garbage has to go to the street tonight. That's either here nor there. But the point is, as somebody who has an autoimmune disease, she should be cleaning properly and cleaning more often than what she does. This past weekend, before my husband and I went out, rather, because he didn't go by himself, I went with him. We did a deep clean or a clean of the house, okay? Not a deep clean, because to me there's two different types of clean. There's what I call a surface clean, which includes getting your dishes done, wiping down all the counters, wiping down the table, doing the dusting, and then vacuuming and sweeping the floors and getting the litter boxes done. Okay? A deep clean, for me, anyway, by my standards, consists of you're going to do laundry, you're going to do dishes, you're going to clean out the refrigerator and get rid of any old leftovers that didn't get eaten. You're going to remove everything from every surface. So, if, for instance, here in the kitchen, in her house, you walk in the door, she's got a mini freezer. If there were anything on the top of it, I would completely clean that off and wipe that down. I'd take anything that was on the front of it and take that down. I would completely clean off the kitchen table till it was empty, wipe that down, wipe all the chairs down. The area above the kitchen window where the Keurig where the Keurig sits, I would completely clean that out, like wipe all that down, clean it off, clean underneath everything, wipe it all down, clean off like, she thinks I'm crazy when I do this, but this is a deep clean. Clean off the coffee table completely, front, top and under shelf. Clean it off completely. Make it look like there was never anything on it. Then wipe it down. Wipe everything that was on it that belongs on it down, and then put it back neatly. Clean off the island. Wipe down the island. Put everything back on the island after that's all cleaned up. Clean off all the counters. Wipe all those down. My ear. That to me is a deep, not really even a deep clean, but a proper clean. Like, now, to me, I've done deep cleans and I've done surface cleans. I grew up in North Carolina learning how to clean, and this was every Saturday. I don't think there was ever a Saturday where we didn't clean. And I mean clean. When I was tasked with doing the bathroom, here is what I had to take into the bathroom with me before I could even start emptying out the bathroom. I had to take Comet, like that powdered bleach material. So the Comet, Windex, toilet bowl cleaner, paper towels, and a rag. And you cleaned everything off of the surface, off of the surface before you put any type of chemical down. So that meant if there was something that sat on the back of the toilet, you cleared that off. If it was stuff that sat on the counter by the sink, you put what needed to be put away and you cleared off the counter. You cleared out the tub. And then you sprinkled all your chemicals in. So usually it was Comet that got sprinkled in the sink and on the vanity and in the tub and on the taps and the little shelvies. And then on the back of the, like behind, when the lid is down, that space between the tank and the seat, it got sprinkled there. And then the toilet usually had the works, the bowl or in it was like toilet bowl cleaner. You squirted some of that in the toilet bowl. And then you sprinkled the Comet on the seat and on the lid and on where the toilet meets the floor and is bolted to the floor. Yeah. And then you let that sit and you just start scrubbing. Scrub. And you don't use cold water, you use hot water. And that was to get everything clean. Like, she looked at me like I was crazy because I literally, when I did her living room last weekend, I went to the under the sink and I got the can of Endust and I pulled everything off of her end tables, dusted the stuff that went back on the end tables, pulled everything off of her entertainment center, dusted the shelves, dusted the stuff that went back on the shelves, put it all back, pulled the stuff off the top of the fireplace, dusted the fireplace, put that stuff back. Then my husband vacuumed the floors. She's like, well, I didn't know we were doing a deep clean. I said, that's not doing a deep clean. A deep clean is like what we did the one day when we pulled everything out of mine and Willie's room and got under the bed, under the furniture, behind the furniture, switched the rugs and swept and mopped the floor. That is a deep clean. Okay, because you're literally moving everything that is in that room in some fashion. Big part of the reason she feels like shit is because she doesn't properly clean her house. You cannot sit there and say that you are going to be completely healthy if you're living in essentially a dirty house. She does want us to help her do a deep clean before we leave, which we will do. But if you're not gonna take the time to clean the stuff properly, then yeah, expect to be sick. Expect to feel like crud. Because you're not getting rid of all the bacteria and the germs and the ick. You're just brushing over it. You're not gonna feel better. You're not gonna do anything to help minimize the flare-ups that you might have with your autoimmune disease if you're not doing anything to help yourself feel better. So yeah, that's why she feels like shit. It's because she doesn't clean her house properly. And I think that she learned that after she and my husband split up. Excuse me. Before my husband and I got together, I think she learned that after they split up and she moved back in underneath her mother's thumb. She wants to sit there and say that, and she talks so much crap about her ex-in-laws, how they used to always come and clean her house. Well, yeah, they were coming and cleaning your house because you weren't doing it. You were using every excuse in the book, and you were using your medical conditions as a crutch for why you couldn't or didn't want to do it. It's not that you can't do it. It's that you're just too fucking lazy. Yeah, and I'm calling you out on this because you're 39 years old. If you can't get off your butt and spend 4 to maybe 2 to 3 hours, 4 at the most, actually cleaning your house every week, then you're not somebody who needs to be living on their own. You need to be somewhere where you don't have to worry about it. Where you don't have to worry about managing your medication. Where you don't have to worry about eating properly, because they'll take care of the cleaning for you. They will help you shower more than once a week. When I was working in assisted living and care facilities, our residents were on shower schedules, and each resident was given at least, at minimum, 3 showers a week. And on the days that they didn't get an actual shower, we were taking and going into their, in their rooms and getting washcloths and Perry soap, which is like a sterile medical soap. And they were getting what my stepmother calls a highs and lows clean. And it's actually what my husband and his brother refer to as a whore bath, or the friend and her mom refer to as a PTA bath. Armpits, breasts, and butt. If you really ghetto it and dumb it down, you'll understand exactly what PTA stands for. But we only did that on the nights that they did not have a scheduled shower. And of course, if they asked for it, yeah, we were accommodating and we would get them in the shower. But 9 times out of 10, they were just following the shower schedule. And we had that shower schedule because there was so many residents and only 2 full bathrooms. Now, each resident had, a bathroom in their room that had a toilet and a sink, but there were only legitimately 2 full what were called shower rooms, where they had large walk-in showers with benches, where we would take the residents on their scheduled shower days and give them full-fledged showers. But she only showers once a week. And it's really bad and not only does she only shower once a week, but she doesn't allow anybody else to shower more than once a week. In fact, I remember she gets really upset when Kaylee will shower like every other day in the mornings before school. She gets really upset when Kaylee does that. You know, she's all about dental hygiene, and she makes sure to brush her teeth twice a day, and she does her skincare twice a day. But heaven forbid, you know, she shower more than once a week or let anybody else shower more than once a week. It's nerve-wracking. Really is. It's why you're not feeling good. It's because you're not properly taking care of yourself and you're not properly taking care of your environment. And by extension, anybody else that is around you for any extended period of time feels the effects of how you live. So, okay, guys. Well, until my next update, I will see you later. Bye.